So what I'm aware of, first of all, what I have to say is that the things that we talk about today are as we know them right now. They could always change as the investigation continues. I mean to give the most up-to-date information as possible, but it can change. So this morning at about 11:30 a.m., some of our deputies were working patrol in marked vehicles, and they were working in an area called Sunset Park, which is about 18-20 blocks from here or so. They observed a vehicle that turned out to be a stolen vehicle, reported in the computer systems as stolen. They were formulating a plan to make a traffic stop on the vehicle. As they were gathering personnel and resources, the vehicle just happened to drive away. The deputies are in marked cars. They did follow this vehicle, continuing to make a plan about what to do to make a traffic stop, basically, and try to detain the driver. The driver must have seen them, gathering forces behind them, and the driver took off of his own volition, took off at high speed. Our deputies used their basically the decision-making process to decide whether we're going to initiate a pursuit or not. Deputies did not initiate a pursuit. It didn't rise to the level, given the circumstances they saw on the scene, given the type of crime. They opted not to pursue in this situation. They let the car go. They let their fellow deputies in the area know that the car took off. They did continue to follow to see where the car might go or where it might end up. That's when they came across the accident scene behind us. Deputies immediately recognized it's a serious, significant, likely injury accident. They started aid to the injured individuals in the car. They quickly found that the driver of the truck, the stolen truck, had taken off on foot. So we then really divide duties and tasks. One group starts a search for the individual who's driving the stolen car. That continues to this moment right now. The other portion was rendering aid to the people that were injured in a car. The truck struck another vehicle right here at this intersection. There's significant injuries in that other vehicle. I can't say the exact nature of it, but excuse me. I can't say the exact nature of the injuries of anybody in any of these cars or on the property, but I can say that King County Sheriff's Office is treating this scene like a vehicular homicide case, so worst case scenario. Hopefully that these injuries on some of the parties don't rise to that level, but it is a significant incident today. It'll be a priority for any of our investigators that are going to continue on this investigation. What I'm aware of as far as the occupants of the car that was struck by the stolen truck is that it was an adult and a juvenile. I've heard varying things about their exact ages, so I'm not going to say because I don't know at this time. I'm sorry.
At this point, being that they weren't able to make contact with the suspect, is there any idea on this person's identity?
Right now we have a team that's working to identify the driver and hunt the driver down and make an arrest. As of right now, that's still an active investigation. It's the priority for this area today. What we could say about the people in the neighborhood, sorry. What I could say about the people who live in this neighborhood is to be vigilant for people that they don't recognize on their properties. So there's a chance that as this individual fled, he went through homes, whether they were unoccupied or occupied homes, in one door, out the other. We had at least one report of a situation like that. We are still physically looking for the individual. We will use every effort we can to identify and find that individual. Right now, there's no indication that the individual that was driving the stolen pickup was carrying or brandishing any weapons throughout this incident so far. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. That doesn't mean that we might get a report from a neighbor 10 minutes from now that talks about some other crime being committed as he's fleeing. So we're attuned to that. I would say for the neighborhood to be vigilant. Watch out for strangers in your neighborhood, particularly people in your properties that you don't recognize. Let us know if somebody came through your house. Let us know if you have a video surveillance system that might benefit this case, either showing the vehicle traveling in this SeaTac neighborhood or an individual running through your yards. We need that video.
And how long do you folks plan on being out here, obviously, or in this area? Are we expanding our search as well? Because it's already been a couple hours at this point. since that suspect has fled the scene.
Right. So King County Sheriff's Office has used every available asset that we had at the time to continue this track. That includes K-9, that includes neighboring jurisdictions. It includes a lot of patrol deputies that you probably saw in the area. The search continues. It has expanded out incrementally from block to block to block as the track, say, continues. In the meantime, we've asked Washington State Patrol to come in and do the accident report. Early indications are that neither of our deputies that were on scene even turned on their lights to initiate a traffic stop when this individual took off in the truck. Despite that, we thought it would be prudent to have the Washington State Patrol come in and do the accident investigation to mitigate any conflict of interest that might be raised.
And can you provide us with any details on the accident itself? I mean, did he run into them? Were they turning? What was that like? Any details in that regard?
So sure, excuse me. The accident itself between the stolen pickup truck and the civilian car occurred at this intersection here. I don't know the specific path the suspect was taking it. That'll be up for the investigators to confirm. Clearly it was an intersection accident at enough speed to cause significant damage to both vehicles, throwing one into a residential property and causing significant injuries. Beyond that, I don't know the details.